We are all about hustling and following our dreams, but in order to make your passion a reality, you also have to be practical with your bank account. Nadia Murdock is joining us today, and she's going to tell us how to do just that. Mamas, I am joined by an old friend of mine, Nadia Murdock. I want you to tell the mamas out there all about your growing wellness empire.
Yeah, sure. My name's Nadia Murdock. My company is Nadia Murdock Fit. I'm a wellness expert and bar instructor, as well as a fitness coach. I do a myriad of things underneath the wellness blanket, and I'm very excited to be here today.
Yay. Okay, so sort of backstory. I know Nadia from her PR days when I was pulling samples from you and doing events back in the day. So tell us, what was the reason for you dropping PR, high profile celebrity clients, you know, schnazzy. So what was that reason for that departure from that field?
Well, it's a long story. I originally thought I wanted to do PR. Sex in the City was glamorous to me. I wanted to follow that passion of events and PR. And I did, and I sought that out. I did events for a couple of years, and then from there I did digital fashion PR. But then I was just not feeling fulfilled. I was realizing I was going home at night, still wanting to do my own thing. I started my own PR firm on the side, but that grind just wasn't resonating with me. But wellness was something that was always a part of my life, especially after I gained a serious amount of weight, freshman 30, not freshman 15. And so when I got that weight off, I continuously was self-educating, throwing myself into the wellness world, and then I started writing on the side for examiner.com, if people know what that is, back in the day, and started reviewing fitness boutiques and things like that. And then I was like, why don't I just get certified? You know, I love this so much. I want to do more than write about it. I want to help people, because people started to seek me out for advice and you know, mentorship. So I got certified while still working my 9 to 5. And you know, it still wasn't enough for me.
Yeah.
I feel like the signs were there. They were calling to me. You know, I was very unhappy. People saw the difference in me when I was working my 9 to 5 compared to when I was doing what I love to do. So
now, what I know about you and what I really want you to share with the mamas out there is that you are very practical. And even in her Instagram post, you should follow Nadia on Instagram at Nadia Murdock.
Correct.
Good. So I just love that you talk about following your passion, but you are really practical. So
Yes.
talk about, you know, how we can follow our passion but make sure that our bank account is not lowering.
Yes.
You know, the mortgage and where we are.
Well, I come from a very traditional family. My mom's a nurse, my dad's an accountant. So being an entrepreneur was like, what? What are you talking about? Does that have insurance?
I think a lot of people can relate with that. Does that have insurance? A lot of mamas can relate with that.
My mom and dad were freaking out. So I think that was kind of in the back of my head. I was like, okay, I really need a strategic plan. And I started little by little just dipping my feet in the water of, you know, exploring my passion. And it was important for me to save and prepare. And during that time, that money funded my certifications, my business coaching, my website, you know, creating my logo. If I didn't have that 9 to 5, I wouldn't have the money to do that. And
so you're essentially allowing one bucket to feed, you know,
Correct.
Sort of the purpose bucket to
Yes.
feed the passion bucket.
Yes.
And then at some point, how long? You had told me before that you started to decrease your days in PR and started
Yes.
to increase your days in the
Right.
wellness career. How long was the transition from I'm working, you know, full time, I'm working less? When did you fully wane off of the other job?
well, there's always a big thing in my life happening. So after I left my 9 to 5, I got engaged. So now I know I needed to keep a part-timer to help fund our wedding and still, as I said before, fund my dream. So then I went to 4 days a week. And then I really took some baby steps.
But I think that's very valid. That's okay, and that's practical for anybody. For most of us out there who are in our 30s or maybe even in your 40s, you have your mortgage, you may or may be pregnant, or you know, already a mom.
It made sense for me. It didn't. I mean, I was saving, but I still had expenses, so you could only save so much while trying to fund everything. So then I got married, and now I was like, okay, now I have insurance. I'm on my husband's insurance.
I like it. So, right? so tip number one, make sure you have insurance.
It's a reality. So then I felt comfortable. So then I went from 3 days a week to 4 days a week. So now I really felt like I had time to attend events, do TV segments, work on my business. And then during that time, I got certified in bar. And then after that, you know, there were some changes in the department, and they were going
in the PR department.
In the PR department. And I'm a strong believer in signs. And I was just like, they were gonna cut my hours again. And I was just like, no, I'm
so
not.
Was that a stop sign?
That's
the
just
yield
like,
sign?
I was like, you know what? I'm done. Yeah. Because like sometimes you don't have the courage to make the moves, and you know, fate, you know, life makes it for you. And so it's important for you to see those signs.
I like the idea of faith and thinking things through and not just jumping in. So what you left fully PR before you were even pregnant. Before
Correct.
Max, who's now 2.5.
He'll be 2.5 in June.
So 2.5 before your son was even a concept.
Yeah.
But was there an idea that, you know, this shift into entrepreneurship could be better for me when I move into mom life?
Yeah, well, being surrounded with friends like you and, you know, a lot of other friends, I always like to map out my goals. So I always knew that as a mom, I still wanted to work. I always want to work as a mom, but I wanted flexibility to be a mom and still do what I wanted to do. So in the back of my mind, yes, that was always there. It wasn't there at the time I left the job, but it was there.
So what can they be doing while they're pregnant or while babies are napping?
Yeah.
What are your tips?
For first-time moms, what I really did the entire pregnancy is prepare. I wrote blog posts, I had them scheduled to go out, I set up everything as much as possible, and I outsourced. Sometimes you need help, right? So I had someone do my Facebook content because I knew the first 3 months I was kind of be tapped out. You know, it's my first time as a mom. But I think preparation is just key. I know it's a simple answer, but it really goes a long way. And just being kind to yourself. If the blog post doesn't get up or you can't make a meeting, it's not the end of the world.
Now, what is the most, we say, challenging part of being a momtrepreneur?
Guilt. I'm sorry.
Drop mic.
Yeah, guilt. I always feel guilty. Like even if I plan, something always comes up. I get a text, a new opportunity comes up. I feel bad having my phone there, but if I don't answer it, I'll miss the opportunity because I love my child, but I love what I do too, you know? So that sense of guilt really, I know it's silly. But
well, when that sort of wave of emotion comes in, is there something that you do, something you say, somewhere you go, something you drink?
Oh.
What? You know, because I think we all experience it in some format, that guilt. So what is it that you do to mitigate?
I'm very go, 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 but I have learned to take a moment and take deep breaths, and it really calms you down. Like, cause I struggle with anxiety from time to time, and so it just wonders.
Now, you are a bar babe. You have a new venture in that space. So let's talk about that, because that's also something, your career is also part of your wellness routine and your breathing, which is kind of nice.
Yes.
So what's going on there? What are some new projects that are coming out?
Yeah, so I just came back from San Diego. I launched Bar Babes Unite. I teamed up with 2 other bar instructors, Shannon Werner and Michelle Duval. We all wanted to bridge a gap within the bar community. A lot of fitness spaces, you know, it's very isolated and competitive, and we wanted to offer an opportunity for people to come together, enjoy bar, whether you're an instructor or someone taking the class, and just share what you know. People are like, I have this move and I'm not gonna share it. You know, it's like share your knowledge, share your information, and it's such a great experience. So we're doing it again in November in New York. Okay. So it's East Coast meets West Coast, so we did California.
If you're watching this, it's going to be November 2019. And if you're watching this and it's later than November 2019, where can they go to just learn more about Bar Babes and everything that you're doing with that?
Just continue to follow me on Instagram at Nadia Murdock. You can send me a message. We'll be posting information. We'll be sharing. We're working on our website. I mean, the popularity of, we were sold out, which is just great for a first time event. So we're super excited, and we'll continue to share more information on that.
Amazing, because this is not a one-hit wonder, so I like that. In a very short period of time, really in about 5 years or so, you have gotten your business up and running, which is already a success. You are teaching, you are educating, you've created this Bar Babes community, you've been on E! News and countless other TV stations. What would you say is your secret sauce to success? They are waiting for you over there.
Honestly, being positive, negating any fear you might have and having support. If my husband didn't support me, I couldn't have left my job. If I didn't have my business coach, Sabina, I wouldn't have had the finesse to pitch and really just push against fear. Like pitching a producer, like what?
Pitching a TV producer.
Yeah, a TV producer was so daunting, and it was just like you play all these scenarios in your head and you're like, no. So having positive support, my brother, my best friend, like I really have a really strong foundation of support. So I'm very grateful for that.
How important is the mom community for you right now in sort of building your business?
I either meet moms that are all about being a mom, or moms that are working moms that aren't really that involved with mommyhood. I haven't really met someone that's like me, like you. And so that's been hard. It almost feels like high school all over again. Like you go to story time and you go to like, you know, networking meet, and it's just hard. But when I do find someone, I do hold on, and you know, it's just kind of like, come on, let's be cool. And so I met a couple cool moms at my Bar Babes event over the weekend, and it doesn't have to, I think the ideal I had is like TV, like, oh, we'll all push strollers together down the street and stuff like that. You know, you're a first time mom, you have all these ideals, and it doesn't have to be that way. I can know cool moms in Cali, I can know cool moms here in New York, and where I am in New Jersey. So I think it's important to be realistic of your expectations. Moms are on the go, maybe they don't feel like talking, so just keep going. Don't take it personal.
And I think, you know, you mentioned there's a lot of flavors of motherhood, which we're always mindful of, and as long as you're hustling your own special way, that's really key. So coming from a wellness space, I think one great send-up I'd love for you to give to the mamas out there is, what is one mantra that you wish all mamas woke up in the morning and just like chanted it out so that they feel great and you know, ready to hustle about?
Be kind to yourself. When I just had Max, I was just like, I'm not losing the weight fast enough, I'm tired, oh my gosh, I'm not breastfeeding enough, I'm not making, you know, like there's so many, and then with my business, so I feel like you really like just beat yourself up a lot about stuff, and I think it's really just all gonna be okay. Me looking back on that now, that Max is 2, it's gonna be fine.
So be kind to
be kind to yourself.
Be kind to you. Write that on your mirror.
Yeah, it really works.
And if you need a boost, where can they find you for wellness coaching?
Yes, you can visit my site, NadiaMurdockFit.com, and as I said before, you can find me on Instagram at Nadia Murdock.
Thank you so much. As always, mamas, do not forget to find the subscribe button here on YouTube. And if you're watching on Pamela Pekerman, guess what? You can subscribe to the website too. Lots of fun stuff coming your way. So do subscribe and join the hustling mom tribe.